African beauty has always existed as a force of nature, but only recently has the rest of the world started paying full attention. What once was ignored or misrepresented in mainstream fashion has now become a global standard, with African models and influencers dominating both runways and social media platforms. Their rise is not just about looks, it is about redefining beauty, celebrating identity, and proving that authenticity will always outshine imitation. The story begins with the sheer diversity of the continent itself. Africa is not one face or one feature. It is an entire spectrum of beauty that reflects thousands of cultures and histories. From the sharp, elegant cheekbones of East African models to the radiant richness of West African complexions, from the bold, dramatic flair of North Africa to the powerful stature of Southern Africa, the continent is a living mosaic. Each woman who steps onto a runway or into the digital spotlight carries not just her own style, but the depth of her heritage. In the past, the fashion industry placed narrow limits on what it considered beautiful. The global stage was dominated by Eurocentric ideals, and women of African descent were too often excluded or placed in the margins. But change began when African models broke through those barriers. Names like Alec Weck, who challenged outdated notions in the 1990s, and more recently, Adut Akech and Anok Yai, have transformed not just how the industry sees African beauty, but how the world itself defines elegance. These women are more than models. They are cultural icons, carrying Africa's strength and grace into spaces that once seemed closed. The digital age has accelerated this transformation. Social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube have given African women direct access to global audiences without the need for fashion gatekeepers. Now, Nigerian influencers can showcase Ankara prints to millions. South African creators can define luxury street style. Kenyan models can post natural hair tutorials that inspire young girls worldwide. What makes them magnetic is not just the surface. It is the confidence, the storytelling, and celebration of identity that runs through every post. Unlike industries that thrive on filters and perfected illusions, African beauty resonates because of its authenticity. A dark-skinned woman walking in a Chanel campaign is not simply a pretty face. She is a symbol of progress. A Ghanaian influencer showcasing traditional fabrics is not just selling clothes. She is educating millions about heritage. The global audience connects because it sees more than beauty. It sees culture, resilience, and self-expression. Fashion brands have taken notice. African models are now regular faces in campaigns for Versace, Prada, and Balmain, not as tokens, but as leaders. This is not charity. It is business. Audiences want representation that reflects the diversity of the world, and African beauty delivers it with unmatched strength. In Times Square, on Vogue covers, and across billboards in London and Paris, African women are not background figures. They are the main attraction.